wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where we watch Stray Kids stuff, and sometimes we even do it in the correct order so that we can, release our episodes
What are you talking
in the right
about?
order.
We've never done anything crazy where we had to record
Why would we
something
do
that would
that?
come out before what we recorded in the past. You know what I mean?
It seems like a silly thing to do, but it's a Stray Kids podcast. We do Stray Kidsy things.
Yeah.
Tom, this is
You
Tom.
didn't
I'm
even
Phil.
introduce yourself.
Look.
Yeah, we'll get you. We'll get it one time.
The thing is that I get that any episode can be somebody's first episode.
That's
but
true, right?
We're now recording episode 109.
And that is something that's interesting to point out, because I think about that sometimes when I listen to I'm going to get into a podcast and then I start on episode 109 and they're they've already developed all their inside jokes and whatever in the beginning.
Right.
And I'm
Yeah,
I don't
you don't know
know
'em all.
what any of this is. Come on, who are you? What are you doing? What is this? And but now I get it because we do it all the time, literally.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the time. All the time.
Kiss your homies at Han River.
Yeah. Kissing the homies at Han River.
Kiss all the homies at Han River.
Kiss
kissing-
all or kissing the homies.
Kissing the homies at Han River.
Kissing the homies at Han River.
But you do want to kiss all of them,
I mean,
right?
Yeah, you don't want anyone to
Look
feel
at 'em.
left out.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of rude if you kissed everyone except for one person because you were just not that homie.
Right.
I think that wouldn't go over well.
Unless that one homie in particular was please do not kiss me. And then you have to respect their boundaries.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, you got to respect their boundaries.
Yeah.
But I just thought of an occasion where you may not kiss your homie at Han River. What if they were going to pick up your fried chicken?
Well, then you kiss them when they come back with your chicken.
Well, but that's not when you were kissing all your homies. So would they be included in all? If you kissed every other homie and then you waited 10 minutes and then kissed them, then it's just a single kiss. It's not
You
all
just
the
give them a
homies.
big smooch when you're grabbing your chicken from them. You lean in to get the chicken. They think you're just going for the chicken, and then just right there, right on the cheek or on the lips,
Just
whatever.
give them a big old
Yeah.
smooch. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So if this is your first episode, enjoy that. Yeah, but hey Tom, how you doing? How's it going?
I'm doing all right. I've been better. Things are happening, which I told you about, but we won't get into all that. It's just to kind of summarize, I gave our lovely chat a math problem
I remember
yesterday, and everyone, after I had to kind of reword it and rephrase it and make it make sense a little bit more. But after I asked the question, I am happy to say that everyone in chat got the answer right. So good job, Jack.
That's good.
Yeah.
Chat is smarter than the Navy.
Chat is smarter than the Navy, and that's what that means.
They always have been.
Yeah. Chat is smarter than the Navy.
It wasn't hard, just logical.
Yeah.
Wow, about that.
Exactly, Cassie. And therein lies the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, sometimes things happen.
Wait, sorry. I said Cassie. That was Billy. It's just that Cassie's name came up right after it. That's why it confused me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, brains are hard.
Yeah. It didn't make sense. No worries. Thanks.
But don't worry. I'm going to cut out all of the parts after you say, oh, sorry, that was the wrong person. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, just to mess with you.
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah. Got a 95 on your ASVAB? Hell yeah. I don't remember what I got. I can look it up, but it wasn't that high. I know that. But that's not what really
you didn't
matters.
study.
I didn't study.
You didn't
You're right.
You didn't prep for anything. In your entire life at the Navy, you've never studied for anything, or maybe even before that. I think the only thing you study, really, if we're honest, the only thing that you study are things that you want to do, things you get hyperfixated on. Oh, you want to be able to make a game in RPG Maker? You're going to study the shit out of that.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but studying for a test in the Navy? No way. And then you go and everybody else who's stressed out and studying gets a worse grade than you. So what's up with that?
Look, man, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's good. You know, we're all good.
We had to do I won't explain any details, but we had to do a what's called an ARB, an academic review board for somebody recently, which is that they failed a test. They failed 2 tests, right? Like a test and then the retest. They failed the retest.
Yeah.
And then we were looking at all their scores. None of their scores have been great. And then, so they're not in trouble. We're just trying to figure out like what's going on, you know, like,
right.
Do you need help? Do you need more sleep? Is something going on in your personal life? Like, what is it that's causing this?
Right.
And, but one of the things that we do is we look at their notes to see if they're like taking good notes, because if you're not taking good notes and you're not asking questions, you know, like, then it's kind of your fault, you know?
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
And, we use this as like fuel for how the ARB is going to go and what our decision is going to be for what to do with this person. And like every single time it happens, they're like, well, you know, his notes look like shit. And I'm like, you want to see my notes? Do I have a
they
notebook?
Don't exist. Oh, yeah. Well, that's you're a special case, though. I would like. I honestly thought.
I mean, my mom says I'm handsome, so.
Well,
it's gotta count.
I thought this story was gonna go like, I heard this podcast and this guy's in the Navy, and he said he never studied but aced every test. So I just thought, you know.
Yeah. You know, I did ask them one day. I was like, hey, so who listens to K-pop? And nobody raised their hand. And I was like, really?
What?
Nobody?
Not a single song.
A single person.
You never heard Dynamite. You never heard Butter. You didn't do the horse dance to Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
Fucking come on. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. These were students?
Yeah.
Are they all
students.
Men?
All but two ladies in the class. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know how old. One of them looks really young, and then the other one looks like she could be older, but at the same time she could be young. I don't really know.
Yeah, yeah. She just have an old face. It's like right, yeah. Like anybody who has TikTok
so
has
rude.
heard.
She could just have an old face.
Anybody who has TikTok has heard a K-pop song. Like, come on, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Or you could, I don't know. It's just it's like a weird thing. And then I'm sure if anybody was in that class, here's the thing: if anyone was in there and was like, "I fucking love ATs," they're like looking around the class, being like, "Nobody else is raising their hand. I'm not raising my hand." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't know, but also on my water bottle, which I don't have with me, otherwise I take a picture. I put some of my 5-star stickers on it. So like,
nice.
I've got the 5-star, you know, like the actual stars, the 5 stars at the top, and then underneath that it says Stray Kids, and then at the bottom of it, it's got S Class, and on the other side is the little Stray Kids logo, like the circular one. You know what I'm talking about? That one, like on the other side. So like. I'm giving them signs. I'm like, look, if someone could at some point be like, what's Stray Kids mean? What's S Class? And I can be like, oh boy, let me tell you, you know. But they don't.
I got a podcast for you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like that's how you get people into it, right? You put the feelers out there and you wait for someone to recognize you. You know, you can't just be walking up to everyone and doing the stay pose. Like
I won't
take
do that.
You away.
I won't do that, but I will turn my water bottle in a fashion so that the stickers are more visible while I'm taking a drink out of it.
just put a sticker on the bottom too, so when you're taking a drink it points at everyone.
Well, I have a special bottle. Okay, I can tilt it, or like it's got a straw.
You got the straw one?
It's like
I saw that on TikTok.
It's like a straw and an opening. I can do either one. Yeah,
I saw it on TikTok.
I didn't see it on TikTok. I found it on Amazon because I like to buy bottles on Amazon. I probably have too many. Anna would say I do. But you know what? Sometimes I'm like, I need a new water bottle, and I buy a new, and I go and I buy a new one.
Is it like stainless steel or is it plastic? What's the deal?
It's
What do you
metal.
got?
Yeah, it's stainless steel. Yeah.
Every time I've tried like a metal water bottle, the water tastes weird coming out of it. So
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
You're probably doing something wrong, but
I'm just
also,
putting water in the bottle.
Well, I don't know. My water doesn't taste weird. However, I also do this thing where after I fill up the water bottle with water, I do this. Here, I'll make a noise for you. You can tell me what it means. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that was? If your
me-
guess was red 40 in Mio form, you are correct. That's what that is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it just sounded like you were popping the top off a plastic lid.
Yeah. That's,
And I thought that it was maybe part of your water bottle, like you like pop a little thing to like get the straw out. But yeah, that red 40. Yeah. Yes, it's good.
Owala. Oh, that's the brand. Owala. Yeah.
Owala.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Let me look it up. Owala. Yeah, that is literally exactly what it is. Owala free sip insulated stainless steel water bottle with straw for sports. Yep, that's what it is. Not sponsored.
And you say it doesn't taste like metal.
Well, not when I've had straight water out of it, no. But
Here's
also
what
most
I'll
of the
do.
time I use Mio. So
If it doesn't taste like metal, what I can do is maybe I'll buy one
and
and I'll try it.
yeah.
And if it tastes like metal, I'll give it to Jeanette.
Okay. So that she
Problem
can drink
solved.
metal water.
It doesn't bother her. She doesn't.
Okay.
I don't know. When I taste it, I'm like, hey, this aluminum water bottle, this tastes like garbagey garbage.
Yeah.
Like, it tastes like gross. Yeah. Anyway.
Well,
so,
if you want to
know.
be just like me, here it is. The 40 ounce great Owala free sip water bottle.
Now here's the thing. Owala, they like sponsor people. They put ads on TikTok. So like,
Do they?
do I need to cut this out until they give us money?
Hey, Owala, give us money and we'll talk about your products every day. That's one of the things that, like, you know how I'm saying, like, I don't want to sell out unless it's something I believe in. I believe in Owala
Right,
water
but
bottles.
this you would believe in.
Oh yeah. I use it like every day. Yeah. Owala water bottles. Fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if they'll approve that.
Yeah. Well, Owala.
Now, there goes
Owala,
our
here's what I'm gonna do.
sponsorship.
Owala.
The Owala sponsorship is off the table.
No. Here, I'm gonna extort them. Okay, Owala, your water bottles fuck, and if you want me to see something else, give us money.
Otherwise, you're gonna keep telling people they fuck.
Otherwise, we're gonna start every episode with Owala water bottles fuck, and until they give us money, we're not saying anything else.
This is not the way to negotiate. They're not here. They're just not here to talk to.
They're not here. You don't know. Imagine one of the marketing people over at Owala is a stay, and they listen to
my eyes
and
closed,
they're
I'm
going to
listening.
find out about the podcast. Yeah. Use your mind's eye.
I'm using it.
It's
Yeah,
just
I am.
some person sitting there being like, oh,
I
man.
imagine that they have a ponytail.
Yeah,
and
they
a
have
blazer.
they have a ponytail. Oh, it's braided though, and they have a little ribbon. They have a
fancy.
little ribbon in it, a little stay ribbon.
What?
Yeah.
I love that.
And they're like scrolling through their phone one day. They're like, man, we're getting a lot of clout on TikTok right now. What other avenues
why?
can we explore? And then they're like, oh, I really love Stray Kids. They're searching Spotify for Stray Kids stuff. And they come across this podcast and they listen to this episode specifically. And they're like, wow, this Tom guy really likes our water bottles. And he's saying that they fuck. We should give him money.
Do you think, would it be too forward to like look up the the like email for the marketing or public relations for Owala and just like send them this clip?
Would that be too forward?
Yeah.
No. Although, you know what would be really funny is if it's not even pronounced Owala and they just pronounce it like Owala or something, and we're just like
And we're saying
butchering
it wrong
name
the whole time.
time.
If that's the wrong pronunciation, I don't want to know the right one. God damn it.
Yeah.
As long as we're talking about sponsored segments,
Yeah.
I'm drinking an Orion beer,
Oh.
which is from Okinawa. And so whenever, Jeanette only gets on certain occasions because like it tends to tends to be somewhat expensive, but
yeah.
it's just a light beer, but it's good. I like it.
Yeah, well, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that.
Anyway, we do have a plan for tonight. Not just we're not just having a sponsored Owala segment.
Does Orion
for the
beer
entire
fuck?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. Stay tuned and you'll find out at the end of this episode.
What about my house news? We're talking about that tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll do a lot of off-topic stuff tomorrow. Not tomorrow if you're listening to the podcast.
But tomorrow if you're listening live now.
Yeah. Tomorrow if you're here now, right now, at this exact moment, 9:48 p.m. Central.
Whoa.
On August 11th.
Whoa. And Jeanette will be on mic. Get hyped. I mean, if you're listening to this, it's already happened. Don't get hyped.
Yeah, as Rogue says, suck it, release day listeners.
Sorry.
And if you want to stop being just a release day listener and be a live listener, go to makeastay.com and join the Discord.
Oh, the plug early in the episode. This time you don't have to wait an hour to hear the plug.
Yeah. You can pause the episode right now, go join the Discord and be like, yo, what's up? I'm in it right now at the 20-minute mark. I'm sure it'll be not like that because, stuff, but like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, let me tell you one other fascination that I a little rabbit hole that I've gone down.
Yeah.
Before we get into the episode, we're going to be watching the Survival Show episode 4. That's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get too bogged down in that, and I don't want to interrupt that episode to talk about my stuff.
Can I just interject really quick here? I just love how we started this episode by being like, when you start listening to a podcast and you have no idea what's going on, they don't get to the source material, and they have all these inside jokes. We've been doing that for the past 20 minutes of our podcast. Anyway,
shut up, Tom. Anyway, here's what happened, right?
Yeah.
I'm on TikTok. You're on TikTok, right?
I am, yeah.
I a lot of times will get a clip from this Australian podcast, Ryan and Tony and Ryan. I don't know if you've heard of it, or if you've seen clips from it.
I probably have. Described them.
Right. So that it's a woman and then a man. He's got a beard. She's got hair and glasses.
She has glasses.
And,
okay, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
and
they're fucking hilarious.
They do normal or nah.
Yeah.
Normal or nah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So finally, like last night when it was definitely time to go to bed, I had seen a TikTok and the straw broke the camel's back. I was like, I need to listen to the podcast. I have to go and watch a full episode. It's too funny. I can't not watch it. So I watched like they had a video version of it on Spotify. I watched their most recent one. It's pretty short. I mean, it was like 34 minutes. And so I watched it basically like way past. Jeanette fell asleep, but she was laughing through the beginning. And it was hilarious. It was great. Loved it. I'll probably keep watching, keep listening. Really funny. But one of the things that they mentioned, just like really offhandedly, like very small little, like, oh, this just finished, was that the second season of Hunted AU just wrapped up. And I was like, oh, okay, Hunted AU, and they were like, it was awesome. And I was like, okay, I've heard of this show. I think it may have started in the UK. I think there was a US version too, but in my experience with watching Survivor, the Australian version is without a doubt the best version.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so good. Anyway, what it is it's a little bit creepy, where it's basically like they have like a team who are like made up of like military, police and investigators and like military intelligence or just intelligence agencies, and then they take like a bunch of people in teams of 2, and it's a game show. And so they have teams of 2, and then each one has a camera guy, which I think is kind of bullshit, but I don't know how else you would shoot this.
Yeah.
Because that means they have to get the camera guy to go with them, and they basically drive them out. I'm starting the first season. They drive them out in vans and then just drop them off somewhere, and they all scatter. And then this like team of like hunters has to try and track them down like fugitives by like, invading their lives, trying to figure out like who's their family members, where would they go, where's their support system, like all this stuff, and try to hunt them down. And if they go, it's basically like a game of tag, because when they tag you, I was wondering about this because I was just like, what happens when they catch someone? Like, what if they just say, no, fuck you, I'm out, like I'm running? Like it's like tag. As soon as they tag them, they have to give up, basically. Like that's what they agreed to. And it's pretty fascinating, but very creepy at the amount of because they're not currently law enforcement. And so I'm like, why are they able to get all the CCTV from this gas station? That seems a little weird.
Yeah.
Why are they getting CCTV off of every ATM as soon as it gets used? Like that seems weird, right? And I know that the answer is that it's propaganda, and so they're like, it's meant to be like, look how good the police state is. It's so good. Isn't it great? But it really is creepy. So I find myself viciously rooting for the escapees, the people on the run. And I'm like, no, don't do the stupid thing. Don't stay there, you morons. Run. Anyway, it's fun. I'm actually really enjoying it. It's kind of like The Amazing Race, but people are chasing you. Yeah,
okay.
So yeah,
that sounds kind of wild.
It is wild, and I'm enjoying it. So, also the other thing about Australia TV, which is interesting, is that in Survivor in the US is each episode is 40 minutes plus commercials, right? In Australia, it's 59 minutes without commercials, or longer.
Damn.
Sometimes. And so, what's missing from American Survivor is a lot of time gets spent back at the camp where they're making fires and gathering wood and fishing, all that stuff. It's not non-existent in the American version of Survivor at this point.
Yeah.
But in the Australian version of Survivor, where they give them enough rice to where they won't die so that the competitions are actually interesting, they still show all the hunting and the water and all that stuff. So I don't know. I'm just saying, Australia in that sense, better. Just, that's all.
Yeah.
Do I watch any Asian TV other than Stray Kids related? Yes, I do. Tons of it. I'm actually about to start. Oh man, what's it called? There's this Korean reality show that I just acquired for viewing from Netflix. It's on Netflix. Wink. And it's a game show where they tell the contestants they're going on a dating reality show, but it's actually a zombie apocalypse. So I'm excited to watch that. But I used to watch a ton of Japanese dramas. Japanese stuff was my jam. Yeah. I just made a bunch of recommendations. So if you're interested in those recommendations, head on over to makeastay.com.
Yeah.
Because they're there. They're all old dramas, but I like them. Anyway. Pod announcements. What? Oh, you made an announcement also. Sorry.
I did.
I'll cut that. Yeah, anyway. We should watch the survival show. Let's do this thing. I'll pull it up. I'll share I gotta share my screen so that people who are here, and you could be here too if you're listening to this. Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, I'll make it full screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Are you already in this? I shared it with you. So
does anyone
on Plex?
Tell me something.
Uh-huh. Yes.
People who have Discord open on their computer right now, if you maximize, even if it's not maximized, I don't know, but if you maximize the screen, do the boxes in the chat have lines on them sometimes? You know what I'm talking about? Where people are, where it says who's in them. Sometimes there's lines, and I look at it, I'm like, oh damn, my screen is cracked, but it's on all of them, and then it goes away. It's really weird.
I don't see that right now, but that's interesting.
Yeah,
they should fix that.
Rogue agrees.
Well, I'm glad that Rogue agrees. That's important. Boop.
I don't know what's up with
all right. Is it all blinky? No, it's okay.
I should click into it.
Yeah, click into it.
I'm in it.
Think about it.
Let's do it.
Just gonna have another sip of my Orion. Yeah, press play. Oh, you do the countdown and then hit play.
Yeah. That's right.
Who are watching?
If you're listening along and you want to watch along, then get ready to click play. Are you ready? Get set. Go.
It's get set go. Good. I mean, it's fine. What are you laughing about? This episode just started.
I did a little sip on my tea. I was like,
no. I finished my beer.
oh,
I've now had 2.
2.
And since I'm a basic white guy, I'm telling you how many drinks I've had.
Okay.
That's a basic white guy thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. I saw this TikTok earlier that was like, it was like this Asian girl, and she was like, I don't date white men, but it's not because I don't like them. It's because I don't really know too much about Asian culture.
Fuck me. Just that's too much. I'm sorry, Jeanette. I mean, I'm not sorry. She's happy about it, but like oh, here they go. It's the self-evaluation. Real.
Recognize real.
Here we go. Glow team.
What's this spoiler from Rogue? Can I click on it?
The part where he said he was getting mad, that Bang Chan was getting mad, it was a prank. But they left it in to make it more dramatic.
Oh. Was it though?
Because didn't they, wasn't it somebody's birthday and then they like brought in a cake? Yeah. Yeah, they were like, I can't, you need to be more, and then they, brought in the cake to be like, we're,
Oh, I see.
Should we, is this I think this is a moment, right, to do this, is that like, when this scene is over, we're just going to pause and we're going to watch what actually happened,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
It makes sense to do.
Yeah.
This is our rewatch, right?
Yeah.
We should insert that context, yeah? I think it was this part specifically, right? All right, pausing. We're now pausing, and Tom will give you the timestamp before we start again.
Yeah.
For people who listen to the full uncut version. Scrolling. Wait. Where'd the link go? Why is the link gone? Oh, wrong link. Okay, that makes sense. All right, we're just gonna. Hey Tom, how you doing? What's going on? We're just hanging out. We're playing some Baldur's Gate.
I now that I think about it, I know that like you there was the briefest moment where you were like, I'm Phil, and then you were like, hey Tom, how you doing? I'm Phil, and then we just went into it. But like I don't feel like that. There wasn't like a proper introduction into this episode. You know what I mean? Like,
well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, whatever.
There's no take backs.
Yeah, no take backs. Anyway,
yeah.
Welcome back to
me.
I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where Phil fails to deliver a good intro on a regular basis
every time. Every time. You're welcome, world. You're welcome, San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And only San Diego.
What if I said I can't find it? You can't find it?
Yeah. Well,
we got to go to the master list.
Yeah.
Who's got Cassie's spreadsheet?
Hey, yo, Cassie, where you at? Hit us up with that link. Yeah, so, Phil and I have been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. which is a phenomenal game.
It's pretty slow going.
It's
to me.
Yeah, it's slow
okay.
going
Here it
for
is.
you. Not
We
for
found
me.
it. Thank you, Rogue. Appreciate
Stray
you.
Kids, prank that get. What does that mean?
Hold.
Prank that get.
You know what a get is, right?
It's like when you have something that you did not once have.
Hold on. I'm just like clicking through it because it's like, all right, whatever. Fuck it. It's like 2 minutes long. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Let me switch my sharing. Future me, you can actually cut this.
To answer Ultraviolet's question, yes, I absolutely have. But I think that starting at episode 1 is probably better sometimes. If
well,
it's not episodic, then I mean, if it's
episodic, it's fine.
Yeah, if it's episodic, it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's how I was gonna say Knowledge Fight. I started just from whatever their most recent episode was at the time, which was like in the high 300s, and they're now in the 800s.
Yeah.
So.
But even then, sometimes like even if it is episodic, especially if it's like if there's a larger cast than just one guy, then it probably like the Dollop, right, is a perfect example of this,
right? Because
their episodes are episodic. You don't necessarily have to listen to them in order. However, the like rapport and the relationships and the inside jokes and everything like that they build with each other throughout the episodes is like kind of part of it at the same time.
Is it for fun?
Is it for fun? You know, and it's
100%.
Because when they're like, "Is this a tickling podcast?" You know, and this isn't going to be a tickling podcast. Like you don't understand what that means and why they're saying it. Kind of, I mean, but we do the same thing
unless you listen to the first episode, which is great. The first episode of the Dollop is awesome.
Was the first episode the tickling episode?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And the second one.
And the second one
was like a follow up on it. Yeah. That's why he said this. Don't worry, this isn't going to be the tickling podcast.
This isn't a tickling podcast. Yeah.
like if we actually do ever bring back the there's a sequel podcast?
Yeah.
Like
there's a sequel?
It's like a
oh man.
This isn't going to be the Net podcast. You know?
Yeah. But we do, I mean, we do the same thing, but in reverse, where we say this is a Stray Kids podcast.
Yeah, this is a Stray. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Despite 80% of our audio not being about Stray Kids.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, are you watching this? You want to watch this video?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna play the whole thing.
Yeah,
Let's do it. All right. So there you go. And this is the aftermath. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was just Han's birthday. He wasn't actually mad at Han, and they just Mnetted it all over the place, you know? Yeah. So that's
yeah. Like as he said, it was his excuse to leave to get the cake, which is like a good excuse.
Yeah, I'll be definitely
stage well.
But now it's today.
It's today.
Okay. Tom, tell us the timestamp and then restart the episode.
The timestamp is 11 minutes and 19 seconds. And the time, get ready to start because it's going to be any second now, right now.
Cooking up a storm piece of cake. Live. When they say live, like, do they mean live? I don't think so. It just means it's like airing like live, right? It's like it's not like an old episode, right?
Well, I mean, it's definitely not live for us.
Well, certainly not. Yeah.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did. It sounds like you.
Yeah, it does.
But if you're going to say it now, you have to say it because anyone who's listening to this who's not at the live recording won't know what you're laughing at.
Well, then just go listen to the original episode 4. episode.
Okay.
But it was apparently I said, and I'm I don't know what the exact quote is, but Cassie says when JYP was asked if it was a bus, I was like, "Are you blind? Of course it's a bus. It says bus." But I mean, I guess to be fair, they could bring out any object and have a sign on it that says an object that it's not, and then
Yeah.
But still, it says bus.
Maybe they're just bussing.
Yeah. Is their shit so bussin'?
Yeah, all their shit's so bussing.
Yeah. It really does say bus in giant letters.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, JYP, are you fucking blind? He's focused.
Focus.
Clearly not
He
on the word
is.
bus.
No. Yeah. Singing like you're telling a story is very important to JYP. Glow performance. I'm nervous too, Chan. I also hope they don't make many mistakes.
Do well. Did they speed this song up later? Like just a teeny little bit? It sounds slower
maybe.
than I'm used to hearing it.
But they also like played a couple parts over and over and over just to kind of rub salt in the wounds and be like, see how much Mino messed up right now? See how he he got nervous? Did you see how he got nervous? Fucking Mnet. It's like a backhanded compliment. Yeah, your voice is so good. I only wish you did it with confidence. Fuck. Boom. Disagree. Hard disagree. I think that his singing was much better, and you made him be a rapper and be nervous because he'd never rapped before. I mean, even Mnet was on his side about that. Mnet was like, this guy never rapped before. Like, fucking look at these giant words on the screen saying this guy's never rapped before.
I remember that part.
Yeah.
Just like,
they're not tears. It's just
bullshit.
sweat.
Cut your bullshit, boy. Somebody let bees in here and flowers and stuff. I got really bad allergies. And just sweating all over the place. It's just onions. So many onions. Who's chopping 27 onions? Chongbean's look, though. Oh man, that look.
Our baby boy horizontal crying. At this point, Han and Ayan are sharing a room, right?
I don't remember.
I think so. Because we just watched the two kids' room, and Han talked about how he missed the old dorm because everybody was there, and he would stay up late and talk to Ayan at night. So, yeah. Fucking Bangchan. I hope they don't make any mistakes, he says right next to Mino. Like, fuck off, man. I'm sure it wasn't loud enough, but they have mics, you know.
However, you didn't look that special.
Han didn't look that special. This guy, on the other hand, stood out.
Also, why would Han, like, Not that he didn't, but why would he want to stand out when the whole point of this stage is for IN?
It's just to get IN to stand out. Exactly. Oh, 100%. They're supposed to be there to support him, not, fucking whatever. I mean, like, look, SM taught the man how to sing. Okay, it's fine. He's allowed. Right? Yeah, I mean, I still maintain, no matter how well he can sing, like, I don't think that his vocal tone fits the vibe, What they really need is a baritone who practices nonstop and becomes like someone who has an amazing range. I think that's what they need to really complete the team.
So, in my opinion, IN singing wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't amazing here. But it
was like a huge amount of progress.
His charisma, his confidence, was just like
he rizzed you up. He rolled the natural 20.
Oh yeah, that little head nod thing he did at one point. I was just like, yeah, natural 20 on the Riz.
I mean, the implication of this, from what he just said, is that like, oh, we trusted Bang Chan, but now we're going to make a change. He's like literally saying like, we don't trust your judgment anymore about this. Like, he didn't have to say it that way. He could just say like, we're deciding to do this.
Yeah.
Mino, no. That's the end. This is the preview.
That's really weird ad placement. Like right after we get devastating news, they're like, "Go drink a Coke about it." Like,
well, have a Coke.
Yeah,
you've heard some really, really devastating, possibly step forward. Like we're gonna talk about it next time.
Yeah, right.
While you wait for next week, have a Coke and smile.
Yeah,
it's got no calories. Zero calorie Coke.
Have a Coke and think about what you did. Like that's what they're saying. I don't know, just weird.
Yeah, he did walk home in the rain afterwards, and I believe he said he felt like that's what he deserved. He didn't deserve a ride, so
he walked home in the rain. That sounds awesome. I mean, like,
sure did.
I know that's supposed to be sad, but that sounds awesome. To be honest, I love.
I know. What if it's really cold rain though? Is that still okay?
And then you're just like, shit, fuck, oh shit, ow,
yeah,
fuck.
Right. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was like. Yeah, yeah. You heard that was fake. It's a good story though. Yeah. So like, as long as it's a good story, that's fine. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works?
yeah. What a way to end the episode too. I watched this TikTok today. I sent it to Anna because I like the premise, right? And it's this guy saying like the way that his wife and him, they watch television shows. If they start a new one, they watch the first episode and half of the second episode. And then
smart.
And then for every time they sit down to watch it again, they watch one full episode length so that they always end in the middle of an episode, because episodes have a natural like curve where they start either at the conclusion of the last cliffhanger or starting something new, and then there's like the lull in the middle where you don't really care what's happening, and then towards the end at the end of the episode there's going to be a cliffhanger that makes you want to watch the next one, so they always stop at that lull so they don't feel like they have to keep watching. And they always get the conclusion to the cliffhanger in the same setting. That's a
cool idea. Jeanette and I had a thing like that once when we were watching every season of American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
But instead of like picking a specific time as to when to start watching and when to stop watching, what we did was we had a baby. This was Logan.
Yeah.
And he would wake up and need to eat. This is like brand new newborn baby, right?
Yeah.
He'd wake up, be crying. And I would get up and grab him, bring him to Jeanette because she would nurse.
Yeah.
And then my next job was turn on the TV, put on American Ninja Warrior. And then I would go, like we had jobs, right? They had at the beginning when like Logan was like brand new newborn, he did not He did not nurse very well, and so we had to do this like triple feeding thing. So like so he would nurse a little bit, and then he would probably fall asleep. He would like fall asleep instantly, and that was his problem. And so while he was doing that, and the episode got going, I would go and make him like heat up a bottle of milk for him to have. And then I'd get back to him and feed him, and then we would watch, and then we'd put Logan down after he was like done and all the feed was over. We may have to change him, then put him back into bed. He'd go back to sleep, and then we'd turn off the TV and then go back to sleep. And we would do that all night long, every time he woke up.
Wow.
And so we would be like in the middle, we'd just be like, okay, baby's asleep, we're asleep. And we just, turn off the TV and then resume it the next time he woke us up. So, and we watched every single season of American Ninja Warrior. And now we can't watch it anymore. So
'cause you would be watching it again?
No, there's new seasons, there's like new episodes, but one of our favorite competitors is in jail right now. He won. He won the whole show. Like he won the $1 million. And then like that summer between the seasons, he got arrested and now he's in jail.
What did he get arrested for?
Well, he had a ninja gym and he wanted to have a birthday party at his there's ninja gyms all over where people practice the obstacles.
Right. Got it.
Right. So he had his own gym and he was like pretty famous for like designing obstacles and stuff. And he would like even sell them to other gyms and whatnot. But he had his own gym and he wanted to throw a birthday party for a little girl. Yeah. So he just, he's been in jail for a few years, awaiting trial, and he's last thing that came up was that he's gonna plead guilty. So
wow.
Yeah, it's like a big problem, and I feel bad for the show because like we watched the next season when he was not on there, and it's like the vibe is off because like they just spent, and what's weird is that like this is the first time this specific thing happened, but the previous time somebody won, they like disappeared from the show and were gone for like 5 or 6 seasons. Like, so they made this guy out to be like, oh, he's like the best Ultimate Ninja Warrior, here we go, and he just wasn't on the show, wasn't on the sidelines, he just disappeared with this $1 million.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, we need a real champ, and this dude was like my favorite competitor, and then he turned out to be the world's biggest creep, and so it makes it really hard to enjoy that show now.
Never meet your heroes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Never, especially children.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So the survival show is pretty good.
Yeah. This episode was it has some interesting bits for sure. And obviously leaves on a pretty significant cliffhanger.
Yeah, I mean we know what's coming.
Especially, well, yes, we know what's coming, but
we know what's coming now.
If you were watching this live, you know, and you're like, what the fuck? Like the emotions that you would be having. Like not
many people
not
were
knowing.
having them tonight. This is like my 5th time watching it. I think I know that because I feel like I had said in our first recordings that was my 4th time watching.
Yeah.
So,
but even though, I mean, yes, you can still, I feel like you can have like the empathy of the emotions that you would have had, but having the knowledge of the future dampens that a bit, I think, like I'm watching, I'm like, okay, whatever,
yeah,
it's not real, right? It's fake.
Right.
But tears from Jeanette.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's still hard to see, like, he knows when he made the mistake, and like the part where they like I know we have like an uncut version of this where we like have some commentary between, but the part where he's like crying and yanks his hand away from Changbin and is like, it's just sweat. I'm just sweating.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to hold it in. I'm just like, I was just dead silent. Like, it's just hard to watch. It's that, that's real. And yeah, it's just, it's pretty bad. So
yeah. I mean, obviously, like that's definitely a sad moment, but I can't help but laugh with the way that Changbin looks at him when he's like, it's just sweat. He just looks at him like,
he's like,
I see through your lies, guy.
Right. Yeah, but he let him have
it.
He let him off the hook anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't like, no, it's not. Don't lie to me. He just gave him the look and was like, all right,
that's right.
Just let him have it then.
Because Changbin's a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I said it. It's been a long time since I've, we've been pretty good about not doing that.
Yeah.
It's been 84 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
anyway, so yeah, good episode.
Yeah,
how you feeling about the rewatch so far? Is it illuminating anything for you? Are you now that you're watching it with clear eyes, full hearts, can you not lose?
Well, I mean, this time I get to see it from the perspective of everyone else who was criticizing me the first time that I watched it. So so it is very enlightening. I get to see things and I get to evaluate things from an experienced position. And what did we lose? So the Felix thing, right? Like, I was surprised because obviously, like, I'm paying more attention to all of the members
this time
now.
around.
Not just Felix but everyone. I'm paying more attention to everyone. Whereas before, I was just kind of like, I don't know, like picking one person at a time to be like, okay, what are they about? But now I kind of have a feel for everyone, so like I can really like hone in on all their skills and whatnot. And so Felix, for this one, he starts off just singing, just like really like standard singing. I don't mean like standard like normal. I just mean like not the Felix singing that we're used to, not the whatever. And I was like, that maybe that's why I didn't quite get it at first, because like in this presentation, he just seems like another singer, for now, which watching it from this perspective is like, oh, he's good, because now I know what he does later, and I'm watching it and I'm watching him do like the normal stuff, and I'm like, oh, so he does the normal stuff, and that's why I overlooked him, and he does the other stuff too. Damn, what a boy.
He's boys to men.
Boys to men.
Yeah,
they didn't get him into the deep voice early enough, and so he kind of to me, I guess, blended in, like that's where that whole problem came in. He blended into the rest of the group instead of them emphasizing on what made him stand out as an individual.
I think, to me, also, like, watching it this time, I found myself, like, blown away at how good his, like, clean vocals were, because I was just like, oh, my goodness, like, I must have known, because I've watched it so many times, that he was singing at the beginning, but it still surprised me. Like, so, and he's worked on it a lot, and his voice is beautiful. So
it's crazy to me, too, because like I said, I've been paying attention more, and so like, especially like IN's presentation tonight was crazy to me, that because even I feel like for a long time, even post debut, I've always kind of had this feeling that like IN is scared or like nervous, and it's like he definitely acts like the Machne. Like he is surrounded by people that he feels inferior to, and it kind of like, and he has a kind of attitude about him. That's how I feel. I don't know if that's true, but when he comes out singing in this, on this stage, you'd like don't get that impression. You only get it in the behind the scenes stuff with him when he's like talking, when he's actually performing. He's just fucking natural 20 Riz out there, and you're like, damn, what's going on with this boy?
Yeah, and again, like I thought he did fine. His whole performance was good. I don't get the criticism. Sometimes JYP just like criticizes just to criticize. It feels like, like he hasn't given enough criticism, so he feels like he needs to give one more. You know what I mean? I'm the critic guy. But I've given out too many positive evaluations, so I can't give anymore. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like when
I don't know. Could have been a lot more positive.
When you're doing like a performance eval at work, and they're like, give us 3 strengths and 3 areas of improvement. We can't call them weaknesses anymore. We have to call them areas of improvement. And I'm like, well, I can give you 3 strengths, but 3 areas of improvement. I'm perfect. What do you mean? Like. I ain't got shit to work on.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes I feel like sometimes you can just say, I don't have anything to add.
Yeah, you could just do that. Or you could say, if you want to fill your daily quota of criticizing us, you can go to makeastay.com.
Yeah. Go to makeastay.com.
Makeastay.com, and you join the Discord. And nobody, I would like to point out, because I was listening to the episode that came out yesterday. Nobody who is new has come in here and said, you know what? I really like the new way that you do the intro and selecting your options and stuff. Yeah. Nobody has given you feedback on that.
That's true.
And we explicitly asked for it. Now, is that because that episode just released one day ago? Maybe. Maybe.
But we did get one new person today.
Yeah, where is it? No, but they said they're on episode 7. So maybe it was I'm going to put it out there. It could be a bad idea to ask people who are coming in new to this podcast to review our
episode 108 or 107.
On episode 107. Yeah. Yeah. It seems like maybe that was a mistake. It's possible. Yeah. I'm not sure.
The only thing that I want to know is like, does it feel good? Is it easy? Which I feel like it should be, because like I've basically eliminated the bot handling anything, and like it's all through Discord's like native interface. So
so you just click the button and go.
You click the button, it asks you some questions, and then but I don't know. I mean, like I could very easily test it out for myself, or Rogue could have Mr. Rogue try it. I don't know. But
we must wait. We need to wait.
It doesn't
for
matter.
Someone to get through 107 episodes and be like, like a month ago I was new.
Yeah.
And I could tell you that this happened because that change didn't even happen that long ago.
Man,
that's all right. Anyway.
I have this. It's just, I have an idea that if we had a lot more members, that we would get a lot more members, because if we have 1,000, I think it's 1,000. I don't know. I'll have to check on Discord. If you have 1,000 people in your Discord server, then you can apply for like, what's it called? Discovery, right?
Oh, interesting. So like people who are just looking for Discord could find us.
Exactly. They can't find us through Discord right now. You'd have to like find the podcast or find the website or find the TikToks or, talk to somebody or whatever. But if we had 1,000 people already, then we could apply for Discovery, and then I feel like that would just like open the floodgates, right? Because
I tell you what,
we'd be a lot more discoverable.
We could increase our discovery very easily. Yeah. All we need to do is actually let people know that we're making this podcast. And like that is the thing that has not been going on for a little bit. So
we're no longer the only Stray Kids podcast. Yeah, but we are still the number one Stray Kids podcast. So,
we're not the only Stray Kids podcast?
I don't know. I found a Stray Kids podcast on Spotify. Let me see if I can. It's called Straycast. No, wait. Why did it go away? Go back to it. It's called Straycast, but they didn't upload. Like they uploaded like 3 episodes or whatever. It was the longest time ago. So.
Oh well, then never mind.
It's not real.
I'm gonna cut all that.
No hate. Yeah, no hate.
No plugs.
Yeah, sorry. I found a podcast and it's not a real one because they don't upload.
Oh well. Anyway, if you want to come to this podcast, you can do that. Just come on down to makeastay.com and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. Also, go to the Patreon and give us money.
Yeah, give money to Tom specifically.
I mean, yeah, to me, so that I can buy an XLR mixer thing, so I can hook up my Shure.
That's right. What he said. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Also, check out the album Texture by Battletech.